Hey, welcome back to the Exponential Files. I'm Larry Lawfer, your co-host, along with Jim Lowenstern, team leader of Castles Unlimited. We have a great guest today. The Exponential Files is dedicated to bringing you each week fascinating people talking about their journey in real estate. Brent Gove, he's a rock star. Although, we're heavier than most rock stars in real estate, but rock star nonetheless. Welcome to the show, Brent. Great to have you here.
Great to be here. Thanks.
You have had such an incredible career. You've been through a couple of different agencies, like pretty much everyone. You've been successful at all of them. Now it seems as though most of your career is helping people to be successful. Is that a pretty good understanding of what Brent Gove is all about?
Amen, brother. Transformation, helping people win, get from where they are to where they want to be. Yes.
It's wonderful. You have your own podcast. We do a video podcast. Yours is an audio, but I'm told that everybody listens to ours. They really don't. Who wants to look at us anyway? Really?
I do. You guys are handsome.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So I got a question. So
Okay.
Brent, there are other companies with profit sharing and revenue sharing, cascading levels of revenue, et cetera. What makes EXP different in your opinion?
Well, I mean, profit shares, if there's no profit, you get nothing. So that one's out real quick. Number two, revenue share. There are some new competing companies that have revenue share. From what I've seen, probably the closest one to us has 5 tiers, and they don't have a tier 6 and a tier 7. And as the years go by, that's where the growth is. It's like you double a penny every day for 30 days, or you give someone $1 million. What do you want, $1 million or a penny doubled every day for 30 days? And like, oh, I'll take $1 million. Well, we all know it's a lot more money. I don't remember what it was, $3.3 million at the end of 30 days if you double a penny. So the point is, if you end up with 1,000 agents in your revenue share organization at XYZ company in your 5 levels, those 1,000 agents tell a bunch of people you could have 2,000 or 3,000 on your tier 6 and 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 on your tier 7. Well, tragically, at the other brokerages, that doesn't exist. The people will be there, but you'll never get paid. And so at EXP, I get paid. I have over 10,000 agents on my tier 6 and my tier 7, over 10,000. And so if I were at any other place, profit sharing, there would very little. And then at EXP, it's millions and millions and millions and millions and keep going, millions of dollars. And so I'm really grateful. There are 7 tiers at our brokerage.
So that wasn't even one of my questions, but I'm so glad you mentioned the
Well,
money.
you asked what the difference was, right?
I know.
That's
And the money was definitely a part of the answer, which I didn't even anticipate. I had no idea what the answer would be. So obviously the millions you're talking about that I guess we'll say you're making, why do you still work?
Well, I mean, you can only play so much golf, and I play golf 2 or 3 times a week. I love golf. I play in the morning. We have a motto: done by one. And I learned it from a guy. He's like, hey, get your prospecting done in the morning, get all the really dollar productive activities done by 1 o'clock. And that afternoon you could do whatever, but make sure you're done by 1. Well, we reversed it. We make sure we're done walking the beach, playing golf, going to breakfast. I went to breakfast with my beautiful 24-year-old daughter this morning. We read our Bibles. We have a cup of coffee. We set goals. We dream. We talk. We run errands. We're done by 1. We're done messing around. We take all morning and play. We go to the gym. I tore it up with my trainer today. And we start real estate at 1 and we work till 6, Monday through Thursday. So I work a whopping 5 hours a day. 4 days a week. I work 20 hours a week, but I'm very passionate about those 20 hours. And the reason, I mean, you can only cut a steak so thick. You can only travel to Rome so many times. It's so rewarding to be a part of helping people get to where they want to be and to grow and to change and to be a better dad, a better mom, a better husband, a better wife, a better human being. And I'm all about that. I'm more like the Zig Ziglar, Dennis Waitley, Jim Rome, Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, all rolled into one. I'm all about that. I love that kind of stuff. So there's a long answer to your short question, but yeah.
Yeah, but, understandably. Well, you have met so many different successful people. You've been successful in different ways in your life, making transitions. What I find interesting is when you listen to successful people, they all have a plan. They started out and they work through some things and they continue to get better and continue to get better. And when new agents start, they think, okay, I'll do that. And if I do that, I will be successful. But I think what gets missed there is that everybody's a little bit different, including ourselves through our careers. And so that transformation or that getting better is a daily task of some sort. And the way that you have structured your life, see, I'm an early riser. So I want to be done everything by 3 o'clock. So I do it, and that's right too. It doesn't matter how you do it, if you do it right for you, if you're learning, if you're studying, if you're giving back.
Larry? Is there a question for Brent?
No, he's just making a point. Yeah, that was a good point. He does it in the morning. I do it in the afternoon.
Well, you're also in California, Brent. So the time shift, if you're doing business with people in the East, that makes sense because
I'm in Puerto Rico. I live in
I'm in Puerto Rico. That's even further east, but
tax benefits. Yeah, I'm Atlantic time zone. But it when I start work at 1, it's 10 a.m. in California on the West Coast. And I have an international global business now. I'm in 24 countries. The sun never sets on my business. I mean, I sleep and you make money in your sleep. It's pretty cool. And that's available to everybody, not just me. But I want to say this. I think right now people are struggling. Interest rates are up, volumes down. In Sacramento, California, Northern California, we were absolutely at the lowest point ever in the history of the planet. I have it right here. I'm going to show you a graph. I'm going to do it on my phone and it's worth the wait. Let's see, did I save it? And come on, be there. There it is. So here's 21 years worth of data. I'm going to put it here. The black line at the bottom is the closings in Sacramento. That's 2 decades. The normal data is above in the gray. We're at the absolute rock bottom. It's a complete siege in Northern California. And trust me, it's coming your way. California leads the nation leads the world. When we boom, the rest of the world wakes up and catches up. When we bust, slowly the rest of the world busts.
What are we talking about? Lower prices or less?
We're just talking about. I don't think the prices; it's the volume. That's not pricing. That's the amount of closings. So I think agents are suffering out there. So what I want to challenge your listeners to do, or the people watching, your watchers, or whatever you call it. This isn't a podcast, but is to do this, to think differently, get in the right rooms, get around people who think differently. When I was around people selling 3, 4, 5, 6 homes a month, that's what I did. I sold 48 homes a year, made $400,000 a year. Then I got around the number 1 RE/MAX agent in the world. Then I got around the number 1 Coldwell Banker agent in the world. They think differently. They think in terms of selling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And you think, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to work all the time. When I was closing 55 homes in a month and getting paid 55 times in a month, guess what? I did not work as hard. When I worked hard is when I was all alone doing 48. I worked 5, 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, at least 6 for sure. And I was still coaching little league soccer. I made myself coach. I knew I'd missed my kids growing up. I have 5 kids. But when I had that team, I'd closing 55 deals in a month. I go into office at 10 and leave at 2. And so you're like, oh, I don't want to work that hard. Trust me, if you're solo, you're working harder than anybody. But I want you to, like, if you need money right now, and I want to make this point, I'll give it back to you guys. If you're a luxury agent right now, or just a little normal residential agent, I need you to think differently. So I'm going to challenge you to go sell 30 homes in the next 30 days. I don't care if you have a team. I set a goal as an individual agent to sell 30 homes in 30 days. Didn't have an assistant, didn't have a team. And I go, okay, if I'm going to sell 30 homes in 30 days, how do I do that? And this transformed my life. It was 1999. I says, well, if I'm going to sell a home every day, like, why can't you sell a $5 million home tomorrow? And I'll tell you why you're not going to, because you're not feeling desire to do it. You're not going to sell a home today or tomorrow. You're like, well, hopefully I'll sell a home this week. Zig Ziglar calls that a wandering generality. And until you become a meaningful specific, I mean, you get intense, you get some fire and some energy, and you go, I'm selling a home today. So if I'm going to sell a home today, Jim's smiling at me. You didn't know you had a crazy person on your show. You may not want to release this, but I'm just telling you right now. Why?
This is live, Brent.
I don't care if it's live or not. But anyway, so here's the deal.
Just kidding.
Okay, good. But here's the deal. Why can't you sell a home every day? And I'll tell you why, because you have no intention of it. Why does your garage not get cleaned? Why is your master bedroom closet a mess? Why has your backyard got trash in it and the lawn's not mowed? You become very intentional. This, though, of course, you hire someone to do that. But until then, you can do it yourself. So I decided if I'm going to sell 30 homes in 30 days, I better be showing property every day. Most agents, wandering generality, well, I'm going to go into the office, see if I can set up some appointments, show property later this week, maybe set up a house. I'm going to see if I can get some listing appointments. See, it's very generalized. And when you become desperate and focused and you have principle before profit, you're going to love and serve people. You're not playing. Daddy's not playing. You go caveman, cavewoman. So I said, I'm showing property. If I'm going to do this, I have to show property every day. I never had that. And so I'm telling you, I don't care if you show $5 million homes, $20 million, show property. You got all day tomorrow. Why in the world would you not show a property? I don't care if it's a condo, a haplex, a duplex, a triplex, a $10 million listing, a $400,000 starter home, $200,000. I don't care what it is, but you better buck up and start showing up. Well, how do I do that? Good. Those are the questions to ask yourself. And then I was on the phone calling people. Hey, Larry, I found this condo. I know you want to retire and it's on the water and it's, 670. It just hit the market. Hey, Jim, I found a place. I know it's a second home for you. It's $3 million. It's in Nantucket. It hasn't gone on the market. It goes on the market tomorrow. If you call me now, I know you work at the hospital and you do brain surgery. You're a neurosurgeon. You need to cancel your appointments this afternoon and you need to go look at that home with me. This home's going to have multiple offers tomorrow. I say it, I mean it. You talk about, yes, I made them get off work. Like, well, can you see me after work? No, if it's a good deal. So a sense of urgency, which nobody has. And guess what? I started showing property every single day, sometimes 2, 3, 4 times a day. Just a house. That's so much work. Really? Showing a home at 10, showing 2 homes at 1, showing a home at 3:30 and maybe 2 more at 6. And like, well,
okay, well, that's all fine and good. You say to yourself, I'm going to sell a house a day. I'm going to sell a house a day for a month. I'm going to sell 30 houses this month. Now there's high interest rates. There's very little inventory. People don't want to move because they don't want to lose that mortgage rate.
Right.
They don't want to lose out on the financing of a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
There's no place for them to move because there's no inventory. Now, how does the agent sell a house a day, every day for a month?
So I can answer the question.
Larry,
you. Go ahead, Larry.
What?
Larry,
What?
answer the question.
Well, just taking what you said, Brent, it's your intention is to do that. And yes, you can have reasons at the end of the day, or you can have results. So the minute you say why something didn't happen, it's your brain is wired in a way that it only says yes. So if you tell it you can't do it, that's what the brain does. Is that what you're saying, Brent?
Yes, Henry Ford or Abraham, I think it was Henry Ford. He said, if you think you can, you probably can. If you think you can't, you're probably right. Yeah. Abraham Lincoln said, a man or woman's about as happy as they make up their mind to me. Don't participate in this recession. There is inventory. There are homes. There's 0 homes for sale. No, there's homes. We normally have 500. There's only 100 homes on the market. You have inventory. When I started real estate in 1996, we had 2 homes in Elk Grove, 1 home in East Sacramento, 1 home in Folsom, none in Roseville, none in Roseville. 3, they were HUD homes. Every home in California was boarded up. I showed home with the mag light. It was a battle because you were in this pitch dark, boarded up, scary ass house, and you could beat somebody with it because it was dangerous. And those are the homes I sold in California in 1996. And you know what? We got 2 homes in that city. Pick one. I tell you what, there's more inventory now than there was then. And I killed it. So I'm telling you right now, there's lots of inventory. And so you gotta adjust that, and you gotta turn up your energy, and you gotta get out there. And I'm calling. I'm like, okay, I'm calling the jobs. Hey, I found one. Oh, I got nothing today. I'll keep looking. And I'm going, you got anything coming on the market, Jim? Larry, do you got anything coming on the market? I was a freaking monster. And now I didn't hit my goal. I only sold 14 homes. My record prior to that was 7. I'm like, will I ever sell 7 again? And then in a month, I break my all-time record. And so you think, but it's really hard right now. Okay, fine. Stay there. It's really hard to stay broke, stay frustrated, stay miserable, or come to my side of the fence and you go make the inventory. You call people. You thinking about selling? Do you know anyone thinking about selling? You work hard. If you look at In Pursuit of Happiness, the guy, they made a movie about his life. He's calling 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 people a day. And they make a movie about your life. And so if I seem passionate and radical, hell yes. That is what it takes in life. Success is not easy or everyone would be successful. But if you do it hard, it is easy. And if you keep poking it with a stick, it's freaking miserable. You will suffer. And I'm telling you, I have trained many agents that sold 40, 50, 60 homes their first year, sold 7 homes their first month, because we approach it differently. It's not like, we'll save your money. You won't make a sale for 6 months. No, I expect you to sell 7 homes this month. Let's go. Just getting by, forget that. Your kids are looking at you. Show
It's
up.
incredibly exciting, and
Yeah.
when you have that passion, you feel like it's believable. But then you have to kind of backtrack and say, what do I have to do? And then you come up with a list of things. And I think one of the issues can be, I know I have faced this, is that I got to send out 20 letters, 20 personal letters a day would be just one of the things, plus make the phone calls, plus do that. You become task oriented rather than priority oriented. How do you make that differentiation in the middle of the day when all you've done is answered phone calls and, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, you, for example, when I did agent attraction for EXP, every Friday from 2 to 5, I had 18 to 28 active listings at homes in escrow, 18 to 28 for sale at all times. Just how I rolled. And it was very busy, but none of that makes me $1 today. My parents retired after 55 years with Coldwell Banker, get their last check. They've never got $1 since.
Yeah.
But these 2 to 5, people called me, hey, list my $5 million ranch. I got to talk to you right now. Nope, not interested. Hey, I got this big problem on our $2 million double-ended deal. Nope. The time was sacred from 2 to 5. So what it is you got to block it out.
Right.
And say, this is what I do between this time, and this emergency can wait. I'm not going to be reactive. I'm going to be proactive. I'm in control of my environment. I work when I work, and when I don't work, I don't work. And then you'll lose some business. So what? You'll have a life. You'll stay married. So like, there's plenty of business. Even right now, there's all kinds of inventory. But if you think there's no inventory, interest rates are up, life sucks, you're in for a very difficult season. I'm not saying it's tough out there. It's going to be hard. But if you really step it up about 10 notches and quit playing patty cake, this will become easy.
So Brent, that's all attitude. That's fine. A great attitude will bring you great results. But what's really the best way for an agent to increase their personal production? Someone that's doing 1 sale a month, they want to do 3 to 5 sales.
If I can make it really simple, I'll say it without attitude and energy and caveman fire in my eyes. Show property every day. How about that? It's really calm. Show property every day. You have to show property every day. Well, how do I do that? Figure it out. You better figure it out or you starve. So when you're showing property every day, guess what? You know this, Jim. You've been around the block. When you are showing properties, and people will say, well, I'm not ready to buy for a year. I don't like the interest rates. And then we were taught, well, hey, if the market goes up 5% and it's a $2 million home, right? That's $100,000 that's going to cost you waiting a year. If interest rates, and they're going to do another click this year, there's always one more rate hike coming, and that goes up more. Over 30 years, that could be another $40,000. So you waiting a year is going to cost you $140,000. Are you sure you want to do that? Which I think is horrible advice, because you're basically telling them you're not smart. Here's some logical reasons why you're making a foolish thing. I don't do that. I said, hey, Jim, no problem. Let's wait a year to buy that $10 million house, that $250,000 home. Let's wait a year. But right now, Jim, Larry, I want to take you out and show you 1 or 2 of the best homes money can buy for $250,000, for $2.5 million. My voice tone doesn't change. And I go, it's going to take about 10 minutes a house. Remember their paradigm last time they went out, the Century 21 agent or Berkshire, they may have gone out for 4, 5, 6 hours all day. It was exhausting. And they spent 30 minutes at every house. I go, it's 10 minutes a house, and I control the time. I'm the boss. I'm the guy. No, we got to go. You saw it. We got another. I want to stay. Go, can't. They're expecting it. We got to go, because I'm going to show property at 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. I've shown property at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't need to do that anymore. What am I going to do? Sleep? The lock boxes don't work. Get the key before dark, be the last one there, show up at 1 a.m. because your client gets off at 12:30 from American Airlines. Exactly what I did. And I do it all the time? No, but I'm just saying it's an intensity. And so when you tell people it takes 10 minutes a house, do you got 20 minutes? I'm going to show you 2 homes for $5 million, about 10 minutes a house, in and out. And here's why we're going to do this, Jim. We're going to get your feet wet. That way, next year, when you're ready to buy, Larry, when you're ready to buy in 2 years, you're going to be more educated about the market. I just want to show it to you now. Can we do that? Shut up and they go, yeah, I'll go look at a couple homes. 10 minutes? Sure. They buy every time. Like they buy every time. I show them the best homes I show up. And then, by the way, let's say I show them 2 homes for $1 million and they're going, I hate them. I'll have one at $1.5 million. That was way out of their price range. I pulled it out of my pocket. I called emergency back. Oh, it's right here. I go, oh, let me tell you about this home. It's on 5 acres. It's got a view of the ocean. And it's got a 4-car garage, a pool, palm trees. They just put up $200,000 into the kitchen. Like, oh my gosh, it's right around the corner. Do you want to see it? I go show it to them. And they go, well, what's the price? I go, that's the best part. I'll tell you when we're there. I've sold those homes so many times. All the order takers like, well, I've showed them everything in their price range and they're happy. Everyone has champagne taste on a beer budget. I always have emergency backup property folded up in my little thing. It's always 50 grand more, 100 grand more. All the agents said, do not show me anything over $1 million, and they don't. I do. If I try to make them happy at $1 million, but they're not going to be happy, have one at $1.05 million, $1.7 million. You can offer $950 and hopefully negotiate it under $1 million. They go, oh, let's do that. And then we go to write the offer. We love it so much. We'll give it to $1.075 million full price. We want the house. So those are some tricks of the trade, and they're not tricks. It's just serving people. But if you will show property, you will write offers, you will put homes in escrow. So you have to become really focused on showing property every single day, at least 6 days out of 7. I don't think you should work 7 days a week, although that one month I did. I got permission from my wife.
I want to ask you a nuts and bolts question about showing a house in 10 minutes. Now, we're talking about not 17,000 square feet, but physically, we have basements here. So I always want to look at that foundation first and then work up. What's your process if you're showing that many houses?
Okay, follow me. I'm going to flip on the lights. We go down, boom. Okay, we got to keep going. We're on a schedule. Up. You think, well, I don't know if I'd buy a house with you. I'm sure not everyone does, but I was sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And so we may take 15 or 20 minutes. I may tell them 10.
Right.
Now, want to take a little more time.
You can always come back. That's what I tell them.
Yes.
Always come back.
Thank you. I go, but the next people are waiting for us. They've got the dogs in the car, the cats. They get really upset when you don't show up. We have to stay on track. But part of this is I only ever show maybe 3 to 5 homes. The most, like a lot of homes, is 7. And I show the worst homes first. I like horrible $5 million homes. Show a piece. You guys get rid of it. I love to show it. It's called an attitude adjustment. They want $5 million for this. Then I show them something okay for $5 million. Oh, this is way better. Then I show them something pretty good. Like, oh yeah, now we're talking. Then I show them the best at the last. Like, we want to make an offer. Let's go. When you show the best home first, and then you show them crappier and crappier, then you end up with the worst homes. Like, yeah, Jim, we got your card. We'll call you. This was pretty depressing. You did it wrong. It's momentum. It's like a wave. I look for ugly $1 million homes. I just one. I want it to smell like cats. I want it to smell like animals. Pick out your own carpet. That's code for our animals peed all over the carpet. The pad stinks in here. Dumbest thing you could ever do as a homeowner. And I never let my clients do that. Once they get the listing, I make them replace that carpet in the pad. I don't say anything until I get the listing. And I don't up front, you tell them they won't list with you. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Anyway, so yeah, it's a little different approach.
Okay.
So you don't think of competition as competition. You think of it as like, I heard one time Mark Spitz, a great swimmer from many, many years ago, they asked him, he set another world record in a championship. And the guy said, well, you don't have any competition anymore. And he said, it's me and Bulova. And what he meant was it's him and whatever time clock is going on in his own head. So competition doesn't matter to you. You've had competition in the places you've been.
Yeah, I mean, sure. There's when you go on a listing, then we're introducing Coldwell Banker, we're introducing Sotheby's and Compass. There's competition for the listing. When you write an offer on that property and they have 5 other offers or 2 other offers or even one, you're in competition. But then you just have to be smart about it and you have to win. Like, for example, I taught my team, I have 18 agents that runs in Northern California without me. our escrows are always 12 days, whether the home is empty or vacant, occupied or vacant, it's a 12-day close. We don't do 30-day closes. We close in 12. Jim goes, well, I want to do a 45-day close. I go, Jim, we're closing in 12. You're going to get paid in 12. I'm going to get paid in 12. Your sellers are getting all their proceeds in 12. We'll let you stay 2 months for free. 0 security deposit, no charge. Everyone else listens to Jim, does 45-day escrows, and Jim goes to present the offers. And here I am, 12-day close. As is. I tell my clients, you want handyman repairs? You probably say no anyways. They got multiple offers. Let's go as is. And I print the offer out of win forms. And I take a pen where it says finance terms, and you're not supposed to put it there. I don't care. I write a capital A like a kindergartner, as is like a billboard. I'm telling you, I presented offers to sellers on when they say as is, not typed all nice on win forms, but written in pen and then rescanned it. It takes extra effort. They go, we want these people. We don't want to deal with this. And they don't know every offer in California is as is, but I'm just actually doing something for free and then closing in 12 days. Well, my lender can't do it. Well, good. I can get a new lender. Well, come on, it can't be. We do it all the time. Get in the bushes and watch, baby. We order the appraisal on a rush. Well, what if they can't get us? Then they're in breach of contract, not us. And so I said, look, Jim, Larry, you're getting paid in 12 days. I'm the guy. I know you got 7 offers. Any of them close in 12? Well, no. I go, we're closing in 12. Well, how can you get done that quick? When I hang up the phone in 30 seconds, you get a call from my lender. They don't got to chase my lender.
Well, you're talking about cash offers.
No, I'm talking about full loans. We don't do cash offers. Everything we do has a loan, and it's 12 days. We were trained to do 30. 30 is shameful, embarrassing, and a disgrace to the real estate.
So the people have already got all their documents into.
No, I can take someone from scratch and close it in 12 days with a good lender who knows what they're doing. Absolutely. Now, if they run a daycare and he's a plumber.
Not Bank of America.
Huh? Well, yeah, I would never work with Bank of America. That's my point, Jim. Fine. We got lenders that do it in 12 days. I've had lenders do it in 9 days. Even in this market, go, order that appraisal on a rush. Because look, bottom line is, I go, Jim, how many offers? I got 12 offers. How would you like to get paid in 12 days, Jim? It's a $5 million listing. I do that. Oh, I don't need the money. Bull. Everybody needs the money and they love it. I don't need the money. Yeah, right. And I don't say that to them. I laugh. I know what it is. I go, look, I personally, I'm excited about 12 days worth of questions and not 30, 12 days for something to go wrong and not 30 or 40 days for something to get wrong. Seller gets the proceeds. They move out 2 months from now, skipping, singing, beautiful. And so there are lenders who can get this done in it. And so think about a 30-day escrow. At a 30-day escrow, buyers are moving all their contingencies. So that $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 deposit is non-refundable. Like you're going to lose it. My 12-day close, it's risky, it's dangerous. What if you can't perform? Then we ask for an extension. If they don't give us an extension, we cancel the sale on them. We always leave something in there. And when they give us their disclosures, that's something. In California, and I won't speak for your state. What state are you guys in?
Massachusetts.
I don't know what it is, but in California, if a seller gives a buyer HOA docs, CC&Rs, prelims, or any kind of disclosures, there's a 3-day get out of jail for free card in California. I don't know what it's like in Massachusetts, but he says yes, you say no.
No, I don't know the answer to the question.
I mean, for $1,000, $5,000 down, whatever it is, no one's going to argue over it because the purchase and sale here is probably going to be with attorneys, and it's probably going to be 10 days. So
we're also a 2-step process. We're an offer and a purchase and sale, and that 10 days is the due diligence time.
Right, and when it's done, your earnest money deposit is non-refundable. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, so
unless it's a mortgage contingency,
find a way to close in 9, close inside that 10. And if things aren't good, say, hey, we didn't get it done. We need an extension. That rarely happened. Our lenders are that good. We get it done. And so we put up $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 deposits. You put up your little 10, 20,000 thing. I ask him, I go, Larry, how many out? He goes, 7. What's the biggest earnest money deposit you got? He's like, I got one here for 20 grand. I go, we're putting up $60,000.
Ours is usually about 5%.
Okay.
I'm working on a deal right now. It's going to be 10% on a $3 million deal. So
earnest money deposit.
Yeah.
300,000 down.
Yeah.
EMD. I love it. I love it. People don't do that. They do small deposits in most of these markets nationwide. And we win every time in multiple offers because we're smart. We close fast. We buy it as is. We don't ask for rent back money. We don't ask for a security deposit. I presume, okay, they want $3,000. How do I get that back? Well, if the buyer decides that you left it perfect, then you can have it back. And if they decide, no, I'm keeping your money, you're going to take them to court. I've had them, all things being equal, they picked the one over here. Well, they did not ask him for a security deposit. They actually wrote in the offer, buyers trust the seller. I write that in the offer. Buyers trust the seller, no security deposit. They love the way you keep your home. Well, isn't that a risky?
But
What's
let's shift the topic just a little bit. Let's talk about like the future of EXP and the future of let's say the more traditional companies. You mentioned Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, Compass, let's say, and those agents, they say, oh, no, I'd never leave Compass, I'd never leave Coldwell Banker, I'd never leave Sotheby's. What is going to shift? Could it be this market in general, or is it the knowledge of the EXP business plan where they finally get it and they say, okay, I have to move to this company because I'm going to be making so much more money? Well, what do you think is going to make that leap to, you know, the next 90,000 agents at EXP?
Well, my mom said she would die with blue in her veins. She was a Coldwell Banker agent the last 25 years, and she did. She retired a Coldwell Banker agent. She retired prior to EXP. I'm sure she would have switched, but some people are just stubborn. I'm going to be at Berkshire the rest of my career.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not everyone's supposed
Yeah.
to be here, but there's 20 million agents out there worldwide, 208 industrialized nations. We're in 24. We're going to be in 100. We're going to have 1 million. We got 900,000 coming. I capped at 16,000. That's all EXP got from me. And then I did 20 additional sales for $250 a sale, which was another $5,000. Then they gave me 16,000 worth of stock. And then hopefully it'll be worth 16 grand in 3 years after you're investing. And if it is, if you pay in 16, you get something you can cash in 3 years that's worth 16. Your cost basis is 0, but I had to pay 250 per transaction fee once I was at 100% EXP for 20 sales, which was $5,000. So what it cost me to be at EXP my first year, $5,000. What it cost me at Remax when I sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes, $455,000. What it cost me at Keller Williams when I sold hundreds and hundreds of homes, $270,000. What it cost me at EXP, $5,000. Now here's the deal. A guy from Berkshire Hathaway, New Jersey called me out. He was their number one agent selling about 48 homes a year. He goes, that's a gimmick. You know, as New Jersey guys are, it's a gimmick. They have that accent. And I said, oh yeah, what do you mean? He goes, you don't know what that'll be worth in 3 years. And at the time we were a penny stock. He goes, that could be not worth the paper it's printed on in 3 years. I go, you're right. So what's Berkshire Hathaway give you when you cap? He goes, well, we don't have a cap. I just pay. I go, well, what do you pay? It's about $48,000 a year, about $1,000 a deal. So, okay, I pay 16, then I get 16 worth of stock. Even if this is worthless, EXP gives you nothing. I'm no worse off than you. I'll take my chance that this might become worth 16 grand in 3 years. 3 years later, it was worth.
But that's Icon agents. And actually, I do have an Icon agent question because I know we're getting close to the end of the.
Yeah.
By
the way, though, it was not worth 16 grand 3 years. It was worth $400,000. So EXP paid.
Oh yeah, the stock award is an amazing bonus. I mean, there's so many things.
Yeah,
but
go ahead. You want to ask a question?
Yeah, here's my question. So the Icon agent's very specific. It's you cap, you do another 20 sales, or you do 500 gross commission income annually with a minimum of 10 sales. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, there are agents out there selling $5, $6, $8 million, $10 million properties, but they may not be selling 10 or 20. You know, they're rental agents getting Icon status. And here are these amazing agents selling $8 million houses and getting $10 million listings and doing great numbers, but they didn't do 10 and 500,000 or whatever. Do you think there should be some kind of adjustments in the future for that Icon status to attract those agents that ultimately should be here and ultimately we want?
You could send that little point you're making to Michael Valdez, president of EXP, or to Glenn Sanford, and run it by him and see what they say. I'm sure.
Yeah,
we've had
a
both
lot
of them
agents
on the
out
show.
there, amazing agents, and they're not Icon agents. And you've got rental agents that are Icon agents. And I'm not detracting from them. I'm just saying we want to attract more and better
Yeah.
And that would be,
I think it's a great point. Personally, I didn't know you had to sell 10. I just thought it was 500 GCI. So I learned something new after 6 years. I'm not
yeah,
real,
you have to do that number
I'm
too.
not real detailed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to
Well,
be.
you don't have to be yeah, I mean, you don't have to work at all, but you
I
love
mean, I
it.
did have to work, right?
You,
but I'm
you love it, right? That's why you do it.
Yep.
And there's only so much golf you can play.
Yeah. A couple times
Hey,
a week.
it's been absolutely, you've been watching the Exponential Files. Our guest this week has been Brent Gove. Absolutely wonderful to listen to your.
I have another question.
We
Brent, are
have
there any questions?
1 minute.
Yeah, I know. Well, don't squander it.
Mhm.
Any questions that we should have asked that we didn't ask?
No, I think you guys did a great job. I think I had too much coffee today. I'm a little aggressive today. I can tell that. But here's the deal. I want people to win. I don't want them to suffer in this market. And for some people, I know I'm a high potency vitamin. I'm a little too much. That's fine. For those of you that like my style, go to brentgove.com and my podcast is there. You can listen to it. I go completely nuts every week.
Last question, Brent. Is it too late for a new agent at EXP to build what you built?
100%, totally too late. No, I'm kidding. I'd throw you off. No, because there's 900,000 coming. There's 20 million agents. We're going to have 1 million agents. So we got 900,000 coming. You know what they said? It was too late. You had to, for the stock, you had to be there years ago when Brent Gove got there and Gene Frederick. Well, our company pretty much doubled in value this year. And so all those experts, remember, they don't want you to leave Berkshire or Sotheby's or Compass or Keller, the experts. So they're giving their experts, like Ford being an expert on Chevy or Porsche being an expert on Mercedes. They're competing with each other and they're never going to say nice things about each other. And so, they were wrong. Dick Dillingham, when he said the stock would be worthless in 2 years, and one of my 52 awards from the first year was worth $400,000. He was sincere, but he was sincerely wrong. So be careful who you listen to. EXP is going to get so big. It's a low tide moment for everybody, us included. Volume's down, but baby, if you look at us, we're the only company making money. Everybody's negative double digits. We're a positive 20%. I mean, we're the only one, like literally the only one in the top 10. Pretty cool.
Pleasure to have you, Brent. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much, Brent. We hope to have you on again because I have another 10 questions to ask. Okay, good. Yeah, I give long answers.
A pleasure to have you. Please sign in, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that kind of crap.
Yeah,
we love having you here.
The Exponential Files, and thank you, Brent Gove. It was a great interview. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, guys.